The premise of this weekend was to explore other Forest Service roads around the Mogollon Rim other than the typical spots I go to, for potential places to bring Dad with the travel trailer and in my complete setup, with the Razor. This weekend it's just giving the Tundra some love, exercising its four-wheel drive a little bit. Poor thing's been turned into a tow vehicle since the Razor and hasn't gone off-road on its own. So a little bit of four-wheeling in that, just going down Forest Service roads, nothing technical. But my first target was this FR 195, which is on the north side of Woods Canyon Lake. On the map it's designated as dispersed camping, but I guess that means this is actually a national forest campground, because they do provide a fire ring, but it's a first come first serve, and it's a no pay. Now I'm kind of disappointed with 195 because 300 it's only probably not even 3/4 of a mile, and they've got maybe 20 campsites carved out on each side of the road. It is definitely dispersed. It's not like Aston Campground where we were over a month ago, where there are people on top of each other, but the potential's there for that because there's a campground right to my west here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's empty, and then there's another one which I think is right next to the main Forest Service Road 300, and then I got a guy on top of the hill over here. So yes, it's dispersed, but it is manicured in the sense that you do have a fire pit, and you got to be in designated, sorry, get that sun out of your face, designated spots. You can't just pick a random spot off. Matter of fact, you find the sign location. Mine's like C49, and then in the campground over here, check this out, they've got this sign posted on the tree that says you can only camp within 50 feet of this sign. Fire pit's over there, so anything around that fire pit I'm gonna call good. You can camp back in here or over here, but you got to stay within 50 feet of this sign because they're trying to limit the impact to the soil. So that's the update so far. Now my task at hand is to go out and gather firewood. I've come with a very limited kit this weekend. I've got my Tundra, but I didn't bring my complete car camping kit like I would do with the family, which is a 3-tote, a table, a canopy. It's a 3-tote system with all that stuff I just mentioned. So all I have as far as kit is I've got the Yeti with some soda, tortillas, ham, mayonnaise, cheese, and Mountain Dew. And then I've got 2 gallons of water. Another point of this trip was I am gonna kind of review this deal I bought on Amazon, but apparently it's leaking right now, so I got to figure that out, because I got that 2 gallons of water plus about 3/4 of a gallon in my pack, and then there's 2 ice blocks in there and 1 gallon jugs that when they melt off, so I've got almost 5 gallons of water with me, so I'm good on water. Got some mountain houses and some MREs. I'll go through some of that kit later tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then the next thing I'm checking out this weekend is my Aston House Backcountry Pack that I just received from Hills People Gear. That was the last piece of kit I needed to complete my system. Lord willing, I'll never have to buy another load bearing system again. And I got it packed up, but I'll discuss more about that in another segment. But that's where I'm at so far. Friday afternoon, a little bit after 4 o'clock. I got about 3 hours of sunlight left to get firewood going. I'm gonna probably do a mountain house for dinner tonight, and then I brought a tarp with me, but I don't think I'm going to string it up. I think I'm just going to do like my son does and throw the sleeping bag on the back seat of the Tundra. It's pretty comfortable, pretty wide, so I don't think I'm gonna waste any time of really making this a home. I think I'm just gonna stay here for one night, and we're gonna go explore different roads tomorrow. But yep, that's it so far. I'll be back at you after a while when I'm making dinner. Maybe do a segment on the Hills People gear setup I've got. All right, guys. So it's I'm getting down to where I'm gonna have about another 45 minutes to an hour's worth of light. I just got done gathering up firewood to start a good bed of coals, and hopefully enough pine with pine tar and fat wood inside of it that I'll get a pretty good night's worth of fire out of it. Now I'm not setting up a shelter tonight. I'm gonna sleep in the back seat of the truck. This is a scouting trip to find more places I can bring the Razor to. I'm checking this one off the list. There's not a lot of room, and it's kind of hard to, if you don't find the right spot, to get trailers turned around and back out to 300. So this is probably, and not a lot of places you're allowed to go that they don't have shut down trails. So I'm gonna have to find a more viable spot. But before I get too long-winded in that, so this is a solo weekend trip. This is an overland adventure. All right, I am traveling by overland. I've got my truck, but what I don't have is my standard truck kit for when I go out camping, because I'm going solo. I try to do the, not really a minimalist thing, but a solo thing, and also giving me an opportunity to kind of do my first shakedown run of the Hills People's Gear not Mountain Serape, I'm sorry, the Hills People Gear Aston House backcountry. Like I said earlier, this was the last piece in the system I was looking for. It's taken me over a year to buy all the pieces because, to be honest with you, Hills People's Gear is expensive, but it's expensive for several reasons. One is they are founded and formed and research and development done in Grand Junction, California, so they've got to pay entrepreneurs. The taxes are on their backs all the time. Democrats always coming after them, and then Democrats go after more money from manufacturers. Now the thing of it is these entrepreneurs and these manufacturers, they don't eat the burden of the cost. It just makes their gear more expensive. So I know you can get a lot more packs from REI at about the same price point or higher, probably cheaper, but it's gonna be cheaper build, cheaper quality, and it's gonna be manufactured in China under slave labor. If you don't believe me, fine, don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. But there's a reason why Chinese goods cost 2/3 less than American goods, and it's because the Democrats are at war with self-reliance and individual entrepreneurship. I will get off my political rant because this is not what this was meant to be. I was just explaining why their gear would be a lot cheaper if we started voting some of these people out and got America first, entrepreneurs, self-reliant first, small government minded people in there to break down these taxes, break down these regulations like Trump did, and I guarantee you people like Hills People Gear will bring down the prices of their stuff. They want to get rich like everybody else, but they don't want to fleece anybody. They want to work hard and earn their money like the rest of us. But I'm off that rant, sorry about it. But anyways, the Aston House backcountry, what I've got it mated to, or what's mated to it at this point, is my M 2016 Hills People Gear butt pack. And then the Hills People Gear Recon belt. The reason I chose this system is this basically gives me a base camp set for my essentials, and once I have a base camp established, I can take the butt pack off the top. Now the Aston House wasn't designed to take the butt pack to the top, but you can make it work with the compression panel. The other thing you can make work with the compression panel is the PALS pocket, which wasn't designed for the Aston house either. And there's two ways you can attach this, and I'll demonstrate those later in another video if you guys want to know how I attach this PALS pocket to the Aston house. Leave a comment down below. I will put together a tutorial for how the two ways to attach that to this kit. But the reason I like it like this, the waist belt comes off, and this is the recon belt, and attached to the recon belt I've got a 27 ounce clean canteen and a 16 ounce Grail water filter, water purifier. But what this gives me is the ability to take the butt pack, put it on my recon belt, and with the kit bag and this setup, I've got a scout kit. Now I can leave base camp and go explore around without having to haul my big deal. Now the big thing about this shakedown run is wet. I'm at 33 pounds, and I just got what I feel is essential gear in here from all my years of experience, but I want to get that down closer to 20, because this is going to be the bag that when I get drawn for elk, I simply add my bow, add my rifle, and the field equipment you need to maintain that stuff into this pack, and it can be done. I've got a lot of redundancies built into it right now for shelter, and I can lose some of that, but I got to find places to cut weight on my essential gear, so I have room for other stuff. Now the one piece I'm missing out of all this is my Hills People Gear medium bino pouch. That's at home. I didn't bring that with me. It will live right here when I go hunting or when I go scouting. But just realized my knife's over there. I just got done working on firewood, but I wanted to take this chance, and I'm getting long-winded. This segment's taking too long, but introduced the shakedown run on this, and the reason I wanted to do that now is because I'm got to break into it to get to my stove and make my dinner. But this is kind of my solo car camping kit, so my essential stuff in here, all that really has in it right now is some camera gear. This has normal stuff you would put in a kit bag. There's nothing groundbreaking in here. I got my firearm, got my knife right here, which is actually laying down over there. I've got some wet ones. I've got a Cliff Bar, a headlamp, another lighter, some wet fire, and my fishing license in here. Not a whole lot going on in there. But with this and the M216 butt pack, with what I got in there, I can do uncomfortable camping overnight away from my base camp with what I got in that. And if you guys want me to do a total dump of my system, I can do that. Leave a comment below. I really don't like doing gear dumps, but if there's a call for it, I'll do it. Anything to get people across my channel. But the other thing to this kit, I think I kind of went over some stuff already, was my Rotopax cans, 2 gallons of gas, 2 gallons of water, the Yeti. I think I gone all over that. A good camp chair. Now as far as shelter in this kit, I've got a 10-foot by 10-foot tarp, which I'm not going to put up tonight because there's not a real good spot within the 50 feet they tell me I'm allowed to camp around here. These two trees over here to my right, they're too big in diameter. I mean, I got enough paracord, I can do a ridgeline or whatever, but just I don't like working with trees that big. There's some over there, but the ground's real uneven, lumpy, and rocky, and like I said, I'm sleeping in the truck tonight, so in the back seat. But that kind of does it for this segment. I'm going to tear into this and get my camp cook set out, you know, my backpacker's camp cook set out, and boil up some water for dinner. I will probably catch you guys a little later after dark, after I get the fire started. And the other thing I want to do, it looks like I'm going to have real good luck with tonight right here, is I have a beautiful southeasterly look at the sky, so I am definitely going to run some time lapse tonight on the night sky. So got that there. So I'm going to quit rambling. On to the next segment. This may be its own video. I don't know. We'll find out when I edit it all together. Alright, so I just got done working. I just got done working on the leak on this right here. So that's my Rotopax, and this little valve. I think I seen an episode off of Wrangler Stars channel years ago about this, but that's still leaking. So I'm not too impressed with it so far because I can't get that leak to stop. But it's a lot more convenient than deploying and undeploying the spout every time you need to get some water, and it's ready to go. You know, it's with the turn of the valve. So I still got a leak. I'm pretty sure I know where it's coming from. It's coming from right here, and in the instructions it says don't cross thread them. I am pretty sure I didn't cross thread it, but I'm gonna have to use some more robust tools to see if I could get another twist between the stainless steel collar that goes inside there and this black valve. But I'm going off on a rant. So I'm getting ready to make my dinner. As you can see here, you know, part of my kit, I enjoy music. I enjoy listening to music that I got on my phone. So I've got just a small Sony Bluetooth speaker, but for my charging necessities, I use this DeWalt DX-AEP-S14 power station. It's a DeWalt power station. It's also an air compressor, a battery jump starter. You can plug in 2 AC deals in there. I don't think it's got enough amp hours to it to run a fridge, but I use it just mainly for charging up my devices and jump starting the pig when it gets too cold outside. But for the most part, you know, air compressor, jump starter, USB charger, 4 slots, and 2 AC outlets on it. So, but what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and boil up some water for dinner. I'm going to have this beef stroganoff with you. So this resides at the very bottom of my Aston house pack. This is my cook kit. If you want me to go into more detail on that, drop comments, guys. I'm only going to respond to comments from now on, or it's basically I'm going to do whatever I feel like shooting. But if you want to know what's exactly in here, down to every last piece, drop a comment, let me know. If I get enough interest in it, I'll do a separate video just on the cook set. But for now, it's to get to what I need. I've got 3 packages of oatmeal, some chocolate covered espresso beans. This is what I was looking for. This is my Primus stove. This is my Stanley cook pot. And I've got a bunch of stuff nested inside that Stanley pot, but I'm not going to use the Stanley pot. I'm going to use this GSI cup to boil my... Well, I got to tear this apart anyways to get to the gas. There just went the lid, so I guess basically I just got some sugar, 3 things of peanut butter, some dish soap, salt and pepper, cooking oil, 2 pieces of 12-inch by 12-inch aluminum wrap. That's if I happen to catch any fish. And then at the bottom, 4-ounce can. So this is all what I'm considering my solo overlanding kit. It's basically a backpacker's kit. Less stuff I have to travel with, the better the gas gauge on this pig is. So I got this stove years ago for like $9 at a Sportsman's Warehouse. It was the cheapest one they've had, and you know, it's been a champ. Just spreads out like so. Even has its own igniter on there. I got that firm. Now on the bottom of this nesting cup, I've got a Brillo pad for helping to clean up stuff. That leak is bothering the hell out of me. I have to get on that. So that's important. You can't afford to lose water, especially if you're going to places like southern Utah or Moab in the desert. You don't want to lose a drop of it. But let's see what the Mountain House says here. For carefully add 2 cups of boiling water, stir carefully. So how many is 2 cups? Huh. Well, I'm gonna say 2 cups. I think 1 cup is 8 ounces, I believe. So 16 ounces. Gonna be 2 cups. I believe that's correct. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. But that's basically some more of my car kit. The DeWalt power station, a Sony Bluetooth deal, my backpacker's KP kit. Like I said, I've got some food in there if I don't want to eat this backpacker stuff. You know, real quick food to make: tortillas, Miracle Whip, ham and cheese to make a quick sandwich with tortillas. But I'm losing daylight here, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started boiling this. So that was kind of a breakdown of what's in my KP kit. Not everything, but a good portion of it. If you want to see the rest of it, drop a comment. Alright guys, it's whoops, hold on, it's a little bit after 8:30 according to the Garmin Tempe that I have located on my chest rig right here. It's 79 degrees. It feels a little cooler than that, but we'll go with it. 79 degrees. Dinner went off fine. That Mountain House beef stroganoff wasn't bad. I would prefer regular beef stroganoff, but considering I'm trying to do this scouting trip without too much fuss, bringing my whole kit with me this weekend, setting up the tent, blowing up the queen size air mattress, getting that all set up. It takes about putting up the canopy and then the table and then digging out the stove and hooking it up, and then all the cleanup involved. Just feel like I do more work than I do relaxing, like what I'm doing right now, just sitting in front of this fire. Now this wood around here is having a hard time. I got a pretty good hot bed of coals going, and it takes quite a bit to keep this fire going. It's gotten so much rain up here, and this wood I'm pulling from is from a termite infested, well, I wouldn't say infested, but it had bark beetles at one time and termites, and that, for whatever reason, that wood is hard to catch. But then you add 2 weeks worth of rain into it, and it makes it even that much more difficult. But just sitting out here listening to basically nothing, which is really cool. A bunch of people come down this road in the last 4 hours, set up. So that campsite that I said earlier was empty. It's got some people in it now, but they're being pretty quiet now. And there's some people across the road with their freaking airline spotlights. But at 8:30 I set up the Insta 360, the Insta 1R with the 360 mod on it, and started the star lapse night sky photography on it. So I'm gonna let that run to about 2, I don't know, I may let it go till 12:30. I need at least 4 hours, but I find going longer is usually better, gives me more content to pull from, especially if it comes out good. Or I should say, especially if it comes out not so good. It's easier to pick out the really good spots, like the spots that don't have clouds moving through. But we got a nice clear sky. I mean, I see the Milky Way straight above me, and by 2:30 in the morning it's going to be that way. So I should be able to get a good shot at that. But I mean, it's seriously directly above me right now. So that's about it. I'm gonna sign off here a minute. I'm gonna crawl in the back seat. I've got my mountain serape all laid out to jump into, and I'm using the backpack, the Aston house backcountry, as my pillow. It's the way I've always done. I don't know why people carry pillows, but I've always slept fine perching up against a backpack. But I don't know, maybe tonight will be the night I realize I'm too old for that. We'll find out in the morning. But stay tuned. I got a lot of content today. We're probably already into a 15-minute video, and we're not even through the first night, so I may segment these into smaller videos. See how it goes. I might just do one big one and see how that takes on YouTube. But anyways, I'm gonna stop yakking at the camera and get this camera stowed away in the truck. There's a slight possibility of some weather tonight, but we ain't got any wind, and all the lightning is well to the east, so should be pretty good. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the morning when I'm making breakfast or something, and then I'm gonna head towards Forest Lakes and see if I can find another map. My National Geographic maps cut off about where I want to look, so I'm gonna see if I can find a map that shows east of Forest Lakes to Sholo. So anyways, you guys have a good night. I will catch y'all in the morning.
Well, alright guys, it's 7:23. Slept in a little bit. That's not a bad thing, but I don't know why my son likes this so much. He's a little bit taller than me, and I feel like I'm crammed in here in this truck, so tonight I'll probably actually throw up the tarp. I think one of the things I'll get rid of out of this kit, which doesn't weigh a lot but isn't really necessary, is the military style poncho that I used as the outside cover on this mountain serape. I basically kicked it off last night, but I was trying to do like one of the setups the military does, is one poncho for rain gear and hooch, and then a poncho liner, which this is what the mountain serape is a poncho liner, an improved poncho liner. I'm carrying a 10x10 all-weather shelter and another poncho as my primary rain gear, and then alternate shelter, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the poncho off of the serape and leave it out of the kit to cut some weight. I know it doesn't weigh a lot, but I got to trim weight somewhere, because I got to add a little more water to my kit. I'm just under 3/4 of a gallon. I'd like to be closer to a gallon, so got to try to drop weight to add water. So I'm rambling on. It's time to get up, organize the gear a little bit to where it ain't such a mess. I think tonight I'll set up this tarp, but yeah, get up, get something to eat, organize a little bit, and then down the road and see if I can find go explore a little more and see if I can find a better place. This campsite wasn't bad, but it isn't gonna be good for pulling a razor too. It's kind of tight. I mean, I can get a trailer in and out here, but not a lot of options for trail riding. So I'm rambling. Time to go.
All right, guys. I left FR 195. Be a great spot for nighttime photography, but with the damn near full moon, as much moonlight as there is, that just washes out the stars. So getting any quality nightscapes tonight or this weekend's going to be slim to none. I'm going to be back up here in 2 weeks, and the moon should be virtually non-existent. So I won't go back to that spot. There's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, it's a fine spot for just me and the old lady if we just wanted to kind of veg out for a weekend. But 300's real busy right there, and being it's only about 20 sites, and it was okay. I can mark it off my bucket list. So I'm still venturing, or I'm going to still scout out 237 and 99, but I've never been to Willow Springs Lake, and I swung down by the lake, and just for shits and giggles, I guess, I decided to poke in at the Sinkhole campground over here, and they had a couple available spots. Initial impression is the campsites are really small, really close together. The upside is it looks like it's a bunch of retirees, so I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with a bunch of loud, obnoxious people at night, but you never know. Anyways, this is the campsite. Not much to it, guys. And then there's neighbor number 1 and neighbor number 2. Of course, there's people 50 yards that way, 50 yards that way, so it's tight quarters. But I've never stayed here before, and I thought, what the hell, I'll go ahead and set up a camp right here. I'm a hooch camp. I don't have any of my overlanding stuff as far as the tent, the air mattress, all the creature comforts. I'm going to throw up a tarp right out there. But yep, just checking. I didn't give up. I'm just checking out someplace new I haven't been. I know I said I wasn't going to do any more campground camping this year, but I've never been here before, and I wanted to check it out. So I'm still going to scout. I'm going to just get camp set up here first, get things nice and tidy, and then I'm going to head to 237 and go down that road and see what that's like, and then maybe 99, and then this afternoon get back and maybe go down to Willow Springs and do some fishing. Guys, the only shelter I brought with me today was this Snug Pack all-weather tarp. Had it for a while too. It's got a couple holes in it, but it's no sooner did I get it up, started to rain. Haven't ever really tested this tarp in weather conditions. Every time I've ever used it, it's been in good weather, so I'm going to see how this setup here with a ridge line and 4 guidelines works out. Doesn't seem to be too much wind, just rain. So just sitting here in my chair looking into the forest. Alright guys, this is Young with AOR, and I'm just winding down my weekend. This weekend did not go at all the way I had planned in my head. This was a scouting adventure to check out large new areas of the Mogollon Rim I haven't been through before. And although I did stay at a dispersed camping spot I'd never been at before, and this manicured campground, I've never been here before, and it's not a bad little campground. I'd rather come back to this one than that dispersed. This one has more to offer in the way of there's a trailhead right over here on the backside for 2 different trails to do a lot of hiking, and then a half mile down the road is a nice sized lake to do trout fishing. So a lot more activities to do closer to this campground on the Forest Service Road 195. But what the trip did turn out to be was a fairly decent little shakedown run and give me an idea of how best to utilize this pack. I already kind of knew when I researched it out, because this is also going to be my travel on luggage for when I'm doing air travel. It makes a good little duffel for air travel. With this in the PALS pocket, that's your 2 carry-on items. I carry everything I need for a week, you know, flying back to Texas, visiting the family, or wherever I got to go for work. I could do it with this. I found 2 different ways to attach the PALS pocket, even though it wasn't designed for this bag, and 2 different ways to attach the M2016 butt pack, even though it wasn't designed for this pack. I will say though, adding those 2 items to this pack, I think it kind of throws off the center of gravity or something. You know, the pack really wasn't meant to carry that much more on top of it. It's weird to say. You can tell when you have those 2 items on here, because it doesn't feel as stuck to your body or adhered to your body when you're walking down the trail, as far as when you don't have it on there and you've got this cinched up nice. It's real nice. Not that it's terribly bad the other way, it just, things don't compress the way they need to compress with this compression panel with them on. But that isn't a complaint, that's me trying things out. Anyways, I hope this video makes sense, because this is just kind of one take, one shoot, grab some B-roll, I'm gonna put it together. I think this is turning out to be a Hills People Gear weekend for me, and car camping, because I had all my Hills People Gear stuff, my wind cheater, my Mount Serape, the Aston house, the Recon belt, and the PALS pocket. So I got more time to play around with it, do some more shakedown runs with it, and figure some more stuff out. But I do believe this is the last pack I'll probably ever buy. Guys, if you like what you see here, like, subscribe, and I am working on a Patreon. It may be up by the time this video is published. You could just check that out by going to AO Reliance on Patreon. If it's up, I'm getting to where I'm getting ready to start that channel up. So thanks for watching.